Welcome to this edition of the Ultimate Combat Experience. I'm Mike Crisman, joined by the most beautiful man in mixed martial arts, Brandon Kaiser. Got the 1-2 punch the last 2 weeks. We had Brian Yamasaki last week. Brandon Kaiser here tonight. How's it going, man?
Spectacular. Thanks so much for having me out, Mike.
Speaking of spectacular, what about this thing? Where do you get those things?
Fleur-de-lis, of course.
My goodness gracious. This guy is going to out-beauty me and out-dress me, but let's talk about the fist fights. We got some great fights coming up tonight. Daniel Graff stuck around all week. He was from Oklahoma, came up here, got beat last week and said, give me one more shot. I'll stick around this week, going up against Chet Thomas.
Well, you can never bet against a guy that sleeps in your cage for an entire week.
Absolutely, either that or, man, feed the guy or something, send him home. But your main event, man, features a little bit of animosity that started on our web forum. You know a little bit about how the internet can create animosity.
Yeah, nothing can make an enemy quicker than getting on that forum and hearing the way people talk about you, so I can imagine this will be a good one.
All right, keyboard warriors turning into, well, actually, both these guys are warriors. Marc Brewer and Sugarloaf, Mike Crisman. In your main event, we got a lot of stuff before we get to that. It's the Ultimate Combat Experience with the beautifulest man in MMA coming right at you.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The Ultimate Combat Experience starts now.
Warriors of the ultimate fight, get in the ring for the ultimate fight. I say we warriors of the ultimate fight, get in the ring for the ultimate fight. I say we warriors of the ultimate fight, get in the ring for the ultimate fight. I say we warriors of the ultimate fight, get in the ring for the ultimate fight.
Got a couple of guys with the same last name going up against one another tonight. James Francis and Gabe Francis.
Both guys coming in with the same last name. The winner gets to keep it. The loser's going to have to pick a new one.
All right, well, pretty big stuff on the line here. Gabe Francis, James Francis, welterweight, no holds barred. Check it out. Both these guys have been making a little bit of noise lately here in the Ultimate Combat Experience. Gabe Francis in particular has been on an absolute tear, beating some of the better guys in the division.
Yeah, Mike, Gabe Francis, he's just a scrappy kid, and his nickname, The Animal, fits him perfectly.
Without a doubt, that animalistic mane of hair he's got going right there. Calls himself an independent fighter, 6 foot tall, 185 is Gabe Francis. Now, conversely, talk about scrappy, this guy is nicknamed Scrappy, James Francis.
Yeah, Mike, James Francis, he's been making noise. He's a rock star, so he does make a little bit of noise, but he makes a little noise with his fists.
He doesn't have that rock star do like Gabe Francis, though. 5'10", 161 is James Francis. I'm getting confused already. The legend Lonnie Foster, your referee for this contest, and hopefully he can keep them separated, keep them figured out which one is which.
Mike, I think this fight's going to be like a blender. You never know what's going to happen. I mean, these guys are going to be throwing punches, kicks, submissions, everything at each other.
Well, a touch of the gloves, and here we go, and turn the blender on. Right now it's just on puree. Not a whole lot of mixing going on. Right there, Scrappy landed one right on the button. And boy, Gabe Francis is in trouble.
Gabe Francis was rocked, Mike. This might be the end of it. James Francis rocked Gabe Francis there.
That was a shocker, man. I'm telling you, I really thought Gabe Francis would come out here and have his way. He's looked so good lately, but James Francis come out ready to fight, and he landed that big shot. Now, can Gabe weather the storm? I don't know. Looks like he might be in a triangle situation here.
Well, Scrappy tried to pull a guard there, and a guillotine choke didn't really work out, but now he's in a triangle, Mike.
Triangle and tightening it up. Nah, it looks like Gabe Francis has been able to create just a little bit of room in there. Maybe not.
That was a great step over counter, Mike, and unfortunately, Scrappy still got a hold of that thing. I'm getting confused with all the Francises, so I'm going to refer to them as their nicknames. But, oh, someone's bleeding pretty bad there, Mike.
That's just red hair. That's not blood.
I see some blood on no, there's definitely a good gash on Gabe Francis, the Animal. He's bleeding pretty hard, Mike.
Yeah, you know, I mean, he got caught right off the bat, but right now he's turned things around and has got a triangle choke of his own on Scrappy.
Oh, what a role reversal, Mike. He got out of a triangle and he's got a triangle on it. This one is on tight.
That's on. That's it right there, boy. I thought that Scrappy was going to come steal one here tonight, but not so quick. Gabe Francis just got mad and paid a little retribution right there.
A great recovery by Gabe Francis. An incredible recovery in that fight, Mike.
That was, and he's got his game face on. He's pretty happy about that win as well. He should be, man. You don't find very many times where you can get that far into trouble and find your way back out of it. The animal, Gabe Francis, looking very, very good tonight.
Great Clips is home of the $10 haircut. Also pick up $10 UCE tickets only at participating locations.
Scrappy, what happened, man? I thought you had that fight. You had him in a triangle. You cut him deep in the initial part of the fight. But what happened?
Well, I saw I stunned him, started rushing him. I thought, if I could just overburden him, the ref would stop it. But he didn't, so then we started doing jiu-jitsu. I got him a triangle, but he kept rolling out, and I kept holding on tight, squeezing, and I was exhausted. And so I figured I'd jump into his guard, try some ground and pound him again, but I was just so tired. I let him get the triangle on me, and I know how to get out of it. I just had no energy to push it out.
Did you ever fight any redheads growing up? Because I'll tell you right now, I fought a few, and they are tough as crap, man. And Gabe Francis, you can hurt him. You can drop him, he'll come back and beat you, and that's kind of what he did tonight, Scrappy.
Yeah, you know what? I give him props. I hit him straight up my left. I saw he was stunned. I give him props. He's the better Francis this time. I know he'll give me a rematch. I'm working my cardio, and we'll see what happens next time.
So what's your plans for the future, brother?
I'm just gonna train every day, work on my cardio. I can tell you right now, that's what I need.
Are you still in your band? Are you still a rock star?
We just had practice on Wednesday or Thursday. So I'm still practicing that too. And some girls said I need to cut my hair, so I guess I need to cut my hair as well.
All right, bro. Well, tonight you were good, just not good enough. Thanks for being part of the experience.
Thank you, Phil.
Are you Army strong? Find out what it takes to be a soldier in the U.S. Army at GoArmy.com.
Gabe Francis, in the history of Ultimate Combat, you're the scrapper, man. I thought you were done. You were in a triangle. You were bleeding. The kid knocked your tooth out? Oh, if we got a dentist watching on television, give Gabe a call. Gabe, what were your thoughts on the fight?
It was a good fight. He came out with that quick-ass left. I knew he was going to throw it, but he caught me with it, and I went down and threw me in that triangle, and I just knew I couldn't lose. I had to fight out of that sucker. Fought out of it, he went into my guard, and that was it.
So, Gabe, were you rocked when he had you in that triangle? Because I'll tell you what, man, you countered that beautifully. You flipped him over, you got out of it. That was awesome, man.
Yeah, that punch did daze me for a second. I recovered pretty dang fast. I got out of it. I wanted to go for a toe push, but he was already gone, went right into my guard, and I love guard, as we all know, so it turned out good.
All right, Gabe, besides for going to the dentist, brother, what's your plans for the future?
Just keep training at the old OG den in my basement, and thank everyone for coming and watching, and everyone that comes to my house and helps me. Thank you all so much.
Well, Gabe, if it's any consolation, going to the dentist as a winner is a lot better than going as you got your butt kicked, bro.
That's right.
All right, anyone you need to thank, Gabe?
Just everybody that comes and helps me, and everybody that watches and supports me. Thank you all.
All right, it's Gabe Francis. Don't mess with this redhead.
That was a lot of fun. Gabe Francis coming out with a big win.
Yeah, it looked like James had him beat in the beginning, but he's going to have to give up the name.
Now he's going to have to be James Francois. All right, we got more of the Ultimate Combat. Stick around. In the welterweight division, we've got a kid who's been in this show about as much as I have, Jason Allguire. What do you know about this guy?
Well, Jason Allguire is looking much improved lately. He's training with Team Samurai X, and I remember them from the old school. They've been around a long time.
They have been around a long time, and so has Jason Allguire. Going up against a kid that looks like little mini Hercules coming all the way from Vernal, Brett Jensen. Welterweight, no holds barred. Check it out. seems like all these guys from Vernal, man, they're chipped from the same mold. And Jason Allguire said, I've seen enough of these guys. They keep coming, they keep getting stronger and stronger. I'm gonna have to try to strangle one of these guys.
Well, he is the Strangler, Mike. He says not the Gator anymore, he's the Strangler. He's been training hard.
He even dropped the PG off it. He's not the PG Strangler anymore. He's just playing the Strangler. Maybe he's planning on moving. Who knows? Training down there with Team Samurai X, and he has been getting better, but he's got his hands full here with, once again, a pretty stout-looking kid from Vernal.
Mike, what do they feed these kids in Vernal? What is it?
Nails, I guess. 5'7", 170. He is the Duke. He's a wrestler by trade, as all of them in Vernal are. I mean, you do one of two things in wrestle, and one of them's wrestle, and the other one's wrestle.
Yeah, they do, Mike. I mean, these Vernal kids are just put together. I think that, it's just a hard-working community down there or something, Mike, because I haven't seen a guy from Vernal that's not in shape and doesn't know how to wrestle or fight.
Well, I'm predicting a double leg takedown attempt sometime in the very near future, because that's what these guys from Vernal do. But Brett Jensen there throwing a nice little leg kick.
Yeah, they got Jason Allguire kind of whiffing on a whole bunch of punches. And, a nice little kick to the stomach there by the Strangler.
The Strangler a little apprehensive to engage here, it looks like. He didn't want to get tied up here with the much stronger looking Brett Jensen, but now he finds himself pressed up against the cage, and he's doing a good job of kind of digging, getting his underhooks there.
Yeah, Mike, I'm kind of surprised that Jason is still apprehensive after his, 80th fight. I mean, he should be a little more smoother than what's going on in there.
Well, you can't count all of those as fights, because some of them didn't last very long. It wasn't until just recently that Jason started employing strategy that you see right here, listening to his corner and actually doing stuff that made sense, but maybe he's listening a little too intently and not paying attention to what's going on, because Brett Jensen doing what Vernal guys do, and that is dump you on your head.
Yeah, Mike, a lot of times when you're there with a physical athlete, you really got to be in your game. You can't be relaxed. You're going to end up dumped on your head, and that's what happened to Jason there.
The thing about Jason, we talk about this, it didn't mess up his hair, not even one bit, though, man. This kid never gets his hair messed up, never see a mark on his face. The kid he's durable. If nothing else, he's durable.
He's durable, but he's not winnable, Mike, and he's got to really make some adjustments and get those W's. Looks like he's crawling up here for an arm lock. Oh, he had that on, but...
He had that thing on, and, that's something we hadn't seen from Jason before. In fact, nobody's really been concerned about his guard ever, because it seemed like he never had you in trouble, but at least the submission attempt from Jason Allguire, and that was pretty impressive.
Yeah, Mike, I thought he almost had that, but a great counter by his opponent, and now Jason's just kind of getting balled up here. And
well, this is back to vintage Allguire, just kind of chilling out underneath and curled up in a ball.
Now, Mike, do you think with as many fights as Jason had, he would learn in this position that he needs to scramble and get out of there and not take the abuse and the punishment that a bigger, stronger, faster athlete's going to dish out to him?
Well, this is a bigger, stronger, faster athlete on top of him, but he's pretty novice. He's a green, bigger, stronger, faster athlete that has never been in the cage before, and so far maybe he's a little bit, it seems as though to me, that he's a little perplexed and not sure what to do from this position here, and Jason's just letting him kind of hang out and figure it out.
Well, Mike, him being a wrestler, right now his match would be won. He has a pin, and you do see that adjustment with wrestlers. They kind of are unsure what to do after the pin and after they would have won their match and already been on the sideline with their coach. So this is where wrestlers got to make that adjustment and finish or try and finish.
And he's doing part of it. He's punching to the body. He's not really putting a whole lot of bad intentions behind those shots, but that's what he wants to do. He wants to hit him in the head, and got a couple shots in before the round ended, round number 1 in the books, and the guy from Vernal's kind of wondering what's going on now. What do I do next?
I think Jason's kind of wondering the same thing, Mike. I don't think anything really worked out for him too well.
There's a mark on Jason Allguire's face, and again, we said he never gets marked up, but it looks like he got marked up today. Jason Allguire, my goodness, what's going on?
I don't know, Mike. Maybe it's a drop in weight and everything's going on with him. He's not balling up as much as he used to ball up.
Well, believe me, he will have a reason.
Well, why is he throwing those little, silly slap punches, though, Mike? I don't understand what he's trying to...
That reminds him from back in the day when he used to train with you, man. He learned those little punches.
Yeah. Jason was never in class, Mike.
Yeah, you could never accuse Jason of taking up too much of the teacher's time, could you?
No, you could not, but...
Once again, Brett Jensen getting that takedown. It was a nice takedown, vintage, Vernal, without question. But, you know, now it remains to be seen if Brett knows what to do now that he's got position. He's got to do something more than just kind of lay on him.
Well, and I think that, you know, as much as mixed martial arts is out there, Mike, that these wrestlers are learning before they fight that there is a guard, there are things they need to avoid, as in the past they didn't really know those things. But seems like Jensen's just content to sit in his guard.
Well, you know, Jason's not giving him any reason not to, though. You know, I mean, Brett's practically giving him a triangle choke. He's practically giving him an arm lock here, and Jason wasn't taking it. He couldn't have put a bow on it and delivered it for Christmas any more nicely than he just did.
Yeah, I mean, Jason was kind of in slow motion there with his submission attempt, and Brett Jensen just racked Jason right in the stomach. That was a hard body shot there, Mike.
You saw Jason kind of wince when that happened. Yeah, he did land it pretty hard, and maybe he needs to do just that, a little more of that. Get some spacing here and sit up and do some bombing.
Oh, he got passed over, got into full mount here now. Jason might be in a little bit of trouble.
Well, that looks like that's what he was looking for. Now he's got position. We mentioned this a moment ago. Does he know what to do once he gets position? And the answer to that question is obviously not. He does. You know, this kid's going to be a good fighter. He just got to learn some little things on the ground, and he'll be just fine.
Well, I'm kind of shocked. Jason got the reversal from the full mount.
I don't know if that was so much a reversal by Jason or Brett Jensen just kind of got a little high and tipped over the top, but. Now, will Jason do anything on top? That's the big question. He's so used to being on bottom, curling up and playing a defensive role. Does he have what it takes to sit up here and now do something offensively?
Mike, I actually thought the big question was, is Gary McDonald's shirt painted on, or is that a shirt? I just saw him in the front row there. He's a handsome man, isn't he?
He is a beautiful man, no doubt about it. Well, Jason's answering a lot of questions for us here today. And he's not used to being on top, and that showed right there. And finds himself right back underneath Brett Jensen.
Yeah, Mike, I don't know even how he got reversed there. He just kind of got manhandled off, and a couple knees to the grill there, which are illegal, but I don't know if they were landing or just hitting him in the arms, but either way, they were illegal, I think.
Lonnie Foster getting in there and letting him know, and I don't think that was done maliciously. I just don't think he understood or knew the rule. See right there, he's, you know, what did I do? You know, Jason Allguire is going to take as much time as he possibly can to try to recuperate from that.
Well, and a lot of times, Mike, guys aren't being cheap. It's a fight or flight. There's that shirt I was talking about.
I wasn't even looking at Gary's shirt in that scene right there, my man. I don't know what you were looking at. You might have noticed something to the left and to the right.
I did notice it. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I haven't heard you speechless in a long time.
I'm like Joey Lawrence, Mike. Whoa.
That was a nice kick to the body, Jason. He's got to follow it up, throw some hands right behind it, and have some good effect to it. But looks like we might just see ourselves at round number 3 in this one, Phil.
Well, yeah, we're going to round number 3. Jason doesn't get to say that very often.
No, that certainly is not something we get here a lot. Well, you know, we'll pick the action up right where we left off when we come back. Welcome back to the Ultimate Combat Experience. If you're just joining us, believe it or not, that is no typo. This is a 3rd round, and Jason Allguire is in it.
Yeah, he's in it, Mike, and we've actually seen him get a little cut up tonight. He's got a little blood on him. Never see that with him.
Round number 3 between Brett Jensen of Bernal and Jason Strangler Allguire. So far, not a whole lot of strangling going on, but we have seen a couple nice takedowns by Brett Jensen, and I feel like he's ahead on the scorecards, having won both rounds, just simply because he's been the more active fighter. On top, he's been throwing some punches, although not as active as I'd like to see him be. But really, Jason, he had his opportunity on top, and we didn't see a whole lot out of him.
No, we didn't, Mike. And the other thing is, my very unofficial Phil CompuBox numbers here, Jason has missed every punch he has thrown. Every
you know,
punch.
Jason feels like he sometimes gets a bad rap on this show that we criticize him too much. I'm going to go and you know, go out on a limb here, and I say this is a much improved Jason Allguire. I have seen some good things out of him tonight. He does need to become more active. Standing chokes is not something that the PG Strangler is going to win a fight with, I don't believe. But I have seen some flashes of improvement out of this kid, but he still's got a ways to go.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen a lot of improvement with him too as well, Mike, and I don't mean to be too bagging on the strangler, but I don't know what he's trying to do with those punches that are within, not within 2 feet of his opponent, and I would think with as many fights as he's had, he might get this, Mike. No?
You know what? Brett Jensen's just chilling right there and looking at those chicks in the front row going, you can hang on to this as long as you want. I got a front row seat to the front row seat.
Well, yeah. Back to the ground here, Mike, and Jason Allguire. The other thing is, you get a guillotine, you need to go after a guard when you hit the ground, and he's still kind of off to the side and not doing that, but
Brett Jensen should say, psst, check it out behind you.
Yeah, look at that girl in the blonde shirt. Even security's checking him out.
Lonnie's trying to act like he's watching the fights too.
Our judge, Cisco Owens, is checking him out.
You guys get out of our way.
Well, that Lindsay's a hottie, Mike. She's a hottie.
She's above average, no doubt about it. All right, it's gotten a little quiet, a little bit slow here in round number 3, and it's a hard fight to call when there's not a whole lot of action here. And I'd like to see Jason try something. Let go of that head, Jason. That head is not doing you any bit of good. Try something, do something, get out of there.
Well, yeah, but to Jason's credit, Brett Jensen is still just pinning. He's pinning his opponent down. He's not really doing a lot.
What is holding on to his head gonna do?
I don't know, Mike.
You've got to get out from underneath, and this is such a, new guys. You expect them to hang on to the head, but Jason, he's been around long enough that let go of the head, do something else.
Well, with 5 seconds to go, Mike, he let go of the head.
Well, there you go. That was the big moment of change we were looking for. Brett Jensen's going to walk away with a win here. There's no doubt in my mind. He's exhausted, but he'll see some things in his game that he can improve as well. Brett Jensen, I would feel very comfortable with what your future has to bring because this being your first fight. Well, some judge saw it differently.
Wow.
Well, it was the judge that was checking out the chick in the front row. Clearly, he did not.
Cisco Owens wasn't watching the fight. He was watching Lindsay.
I understand. That's understandable too. We can all accept that.
That's very acceptable, Mike.
Celerity Investments. If you have a vision, we can assist. Go to investwithcelerity.com to find out how.
You got where you needed to go to win the fight. You got mount. You dominate him position-wise. Is that was your game plan or what?
Yeah, just go out there and just try and get good position, take him down, ground and pound him. Didn't do all that I wanted to do, but got it done in the end.
Yeah, you definitely did. You walked away with the W. You didn't finish him, but the kid's been around a while. He's had, like I said, he's had 60, 70 fights. What's your plans for the future, bro?
I'll be out here again. Give me a couple months to prepare again, and I'll be out again.
All right. Do you got anyone you need to thank?
Oh, my friends for coming out, my trainers. It was fun, man. Have a good night tonight, huh?
All right, things not going Jason Allguire's way tonight, but he didn't look too bad.
No, he looked great. Again, much improved, and he held his own for 3 rounds against a guy that looks like Hercules.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. We're going to see a lot more of this Brett Jensen kid. We got more of the Ultimate Combat. Stick around. In your welterweight division, we got a kid who we saw just a week ago, and he hasn't gone anywhere. He's been here for a week. Daniel Grass, what do you know about him?
Daniel Grass had a super tough fight against Patrick Upton, who had a lot of experience and came out looking really good. And Daniel wanted to stick around and sleep in the cage for a week and come out and do this again, huh?
Some guys would tuck their tail and go home after a loss. Now Daniel Grass, he's stuck around here. Now he's going up against undefeated Chet Thomas. It might have been one of those things where you might have wanted to gone home. Welterweight no holds barred. Check it out.
Chet Thomas is no easy guy to beat. He's proven time and time again. I believe he's like 9-0 in this show is Ghetto Chet Thomas. He's solid. He's got good stand-up. He's got good ground. He's got good transition. He's a good-looking kid.
Yeah, very, very well-versed fighter, Mike.
5'9", 160, coming up from the ghetto in Santa Quinn, Utah. I know you guys all want to steer clear of that area. It can be very dangerous.
Yes, you do. And I know why Daniel Grass wasn't in any hurry to go home, Mike. He's from Oklahoma. No one wants to go back
Yeah,
there.
why would you want to go back to Oklahoma? Daniel Grass, 5'11", 175, living in Tulsa. His training style is submission yoga. Now, is that when you pass gas in the yoga class? You submit your people around you?
Maybe, Mike. Well, we see the ghetto's women there, you know, man. Chet Thomas brought about 300 people to this fight, Mike.
They got some
Incredible.
hotties in that ghetto in Santa Quinn. That's all I got to say.
It's not like a ghetto in West Jordan.
No, you don't want to see those girls.
Oh, and Chet Thomas in with the early takedown, Mike. And
see, that's vintage Chet Thomas. Like we said, he's got pretty solid stand-up, and his takedowns are solid, and he's just looking for that armbar right there.
Oh, he's looking for that armbar and pounding away on old Daniel Grass's head here. Daniel Grass doing a good job of scrambling, but
not
Chet
good
Thomas
enough.
with the armbar.
This fight is over, my man.
Oh.
Well, maybe not.
Oh.
It's close to being over, but Daniel Grass doing a good job scrambling and making things difficult for old ghetto Chet.
Man, that fight was almost over here, Mike, and Daniel Grass doing a great job of getting out of that armbar. He's not out of it yet, but he's working on it.
What is he doing? Well, okay. This is interesting. I haven't seen this one before, Phil, and I've got to say, I think I've seen just about all of them.
Well, Mike, this is actually referred to as the donkey guard. I'm not being rude or anything, but that's actually what they call it.
Okay,
and
right.
He's trying to work. There are a couple submissions that work very well off of the donkey guard, and most of those are leg locks. And, he's got Chet Thomas's leg here, Mike.
Well, he's got a figure 4 around the body as well that doesn't look very comfortable either.
Well, you know, they do a lot of leg wrestling out in Oklahoma, Mike, and
they wrestle a lot of things out there.
Yes, if you ain't moving, they'll wrestle you.
They wrestle cattle out there. They wrestle
sheep, goats, chickens.
Just the cute ones.
No, any chicken will do, Mike. Well, here we go. Chet Thomas trying to work out of this donkey guard leg lock position. Oh, Chet Thomas looks like he's getting put in a kind of an inverted heel hook there. I don't know if Daniel Grass has it correctly, but that's got to be painful.
Chet Thomas just needs to get this kid off him. He's not very happy about things right now, and that figure 4 is what's really causing him the most grief right now, I think. That's what it seems. Well, that looks like that leg lock's getting tighter.
Yeah, it's getting tighter, and Daniel Grass just has a very different jiu-jitsu, Mike. Working this donkey guard with the body triangle there, and finally Chet powers his way out of that and dropping some bombs on Daniel
You
Grass.
just made the ghetto mad is what you've done, and ghetto is swinging for the fences right here. He's got full mount, and well, I think Daniel Grass is going to regret 69 and Chet Thomas in a minute here.
Yeah, he might regret it, but when it's done, it's done. It is what it is, Mike.
It is what it is. How many of us haven't regretted that, you know?
Oh, yes. Write books about it.
Yeah. Magazines, actually, articles.
Just some pictures.
Letters to the editor. The forum.
Well, Daniel Grass is going back to the donkey guard here. How is he getting into this stuff?
I don't know, but he's paying the price for it, I'll tell you that. Chet Thomas landing some solid blows, and we're going to see a round number 2, it looks like. Wow, good stuff, round number 1 right there, and I think you got to give round number 1 to Chet Thomas. Man, some big shots.
Yeah, he did land some big shots, Mike. But that's what you got to do, though. When some guy's doing some funky jiu-jitsu on you, punch him in the head. Don't try and counter it. It's MMA. Punch him in the head, and that's what he did.
Sound advice from a guy named Phil.
I've been punched in the head a lot, Mike.
You've been upside down with dudes before many times, and the best thing to do is just slug them right in their head.
And, well, Chet Thomas with another takedown here, and Daniel Grass working.
Daniel Grass just pulled guard there, is what it looked like, and looks like Chet Thomas able to escape guard. Now he's, they're facing each other on their knees.
Why is Dave Barrington praying in the front row, Mike? He's praying for a stoppage here, or?
He's praying for a job.
Well,
he's praying, wishing those blondes were back.
Aren't we all, Mike? Aren't we all? You know, Daniel Grass is doing a great job of scrambling, Mike. He's kind of all over the place on the mat here.
Well, Chet Thomas trying to put a shoulder lock on from within the guard of Daniel Grass. I'm not sure he's going to get that. Well, he wound up and tried to throw a big elbow and missed and just about got shoulder choked, though.
Yeah, he did throw a bomb. That bomb looked like it kind of landed there, Mike, and he walked his way up to full mount here.
I just don't understand what Daniel Grass is doing. You see some things that he does. It's actually not bad, but then you see him do what he's doing now, and it's not good.
Yeah. He's a scrambler, though, Mike, and a lot of times the guy that scrambles, like Ollie Bradstreet, they just end up in good positions or weird positions and make the best of it.
Basic fundamentals that are just not there, but then you see him doing some other things that are not too bad. You know, but right here, Chet Thomas, man, he tried an arm lock and just kind of did it in slow motion and didn't work out so well for him.
Yeah, it didn't work out. Well, I will tell you this, Daniel Grass is a very good, his hips shift very fast, and he countered that arm lock, and he's going after that leg again.
Sure was. Looked like he almost had it. Chet Thomas got a scrap on his hands right here. Undefeated Chet Thomas is being made to work just a little bit here by the visitor from Oklahoma, and Daniel Grass. And now Daniel looks like he's out of gas. Is Daniel Grass?
Yeah, the Grass is out of gas. Chet Thomas looks like he's in pretty good shape, but I wonder if his legs, all those attacks on his legs, he's got some damage going on in those legs yet,
He
Mike.
didn't have any damage. He's tired too, is what it is. Let's be honest. You know, just throw some bombs here. If a guy's curled up like that, they will stop this fight if you just let him go. I'm not sure Chet Thomas has enough in the tank to do that.
Well, Chet Thomas working for an arm lock. Daniel Grass working for an arm lock.
What the heck?
This is like MMA Twister, Mike.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness.
I've seen some stuff in this fight that I haven't seen since that one movie.
Yeah, I know the movie you're talking about.
Squeal like a pig, boy. Here we go, Daniel Grass on the side mount. Looks like he's working a guillotine, Mike. I think he has a guillotine on Chet Thomas.
Mount, 10 seconds left here in the round, and
oh, Chet Thomas is in trouble here, Mike.
Chet just tapped.
Oh, very awkward position with that guillotine, Mike.
I'm kind of shocked. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm a little bit shocked right here. Chet Thomas had never lost a fight to that point, and but that was just one of the more bizarre fights I've ever seen. It was strange.
It was, Mike. A lot of strange positions, and when you get in there and you fight a guy like this Daniel Grass, and you're not used to seeing these things, it can affect you mentally and physically.
Wow, he's tired. There's no doubt about that. Having a hard time getting up there. In fact, we're just going to go ahead and let Daniel Grass get a raise of the hand here and send him back to Oklahoma with a big W under his belt, and hopefully he comes back and sees us again real soon. Find top name brand clothing at unspeakable prices at Big Rock Clothing. Mention UCE and save 10%.
Chet Thomas, man, that was one heck of a fight. What are your thoughts on the fight?
Man, he pulled off some stuff I've never even seen before.
Yeah, he had like some pretty high-level jiu-jitsu there. He had like the donkey guard and all that, and he got your legs kind of extended. Are your legs okay, or what happened?
Yeah.
I see rematch too, but let's finish the interview.
Yeah, that weird hold he got me and just took all my wind.
Well, I mean, that's what happens, though. You get in here in the cage and, you know, your body functions differently. You breathe differently. You get caught in a good hold, you know, with all your crowd here. God, you brought like 1,000 people here to the fight with you. You got the... I'm not even going to say it what I'm supposed to say because you know you're good. And we'll see you again. Anyone you need to thank?
I thank everybody for coming to see me. Body and Soul Tattoo in Payson, Santa Clara, 465-5066. Go talk to Melissa. She'll lift you up. Thanks, my corners.
All right, it's Chet Thomas.
There is only one place to get all your favorite MMA gear, including UCE merchandise, and that is Against the Fence.
Anyways, bro, you look good tonight. What's your plans for the future?
I'm just going to take a little time off, go tie up some loose ends, come back and commit and focus myself 100% to this and see where it goes.
So you got some loose ends in Tulsa, or?
Yeah, just a few, not too.
Well, you're from Pryor, right outside of Tulsa, right?
Yeah, about an hour and a half.
We got you out here last week. We got you here this week. I want to see a rematch, man. I think, man, that was a heck of a fight. I want to see a rematch. Will you give Chet a rematch as soon as he wants to get one?
Yeah, as soon as I get my business handled back home, I sure enough would love to come back up here and do it again.
As many fans as Chet got, I know we can get you back out here, man. We can pay for a plane ticket. We can do whatever we need to do. Get you out here. Thanks for being part of the experience, brother. Anyone you need to thank?
Mike Crisman, the Ultimate Combat Experience, the Combat Cartel, and everybody up there at the gym for showing me all the love in the world, and I appreciate it. And I can't wait to come back and really become part of the family.
And Daniel Grass still got his Brian Bosworth poster on the wall.
Not really.
If I were a betting guy, I'd have bet anything Chet Thomas would have walked away with the win. And Daniel Grass feels elated about that big win.
Oh yeah, Daniel Grass came backstage. He was so excited. He was just beaming, smiling from ear to ear, talking about this was his first win, and he gave me a replay of the whole fight, even though I'd already watched it. It was great.
Trust me, nothing feels better. You got to experience yourself. We got more of the Ultimate Combat. Stick around. In your middleweight division, that fight that started on the internet is going to finish right here on the cage tonight.
I'm so excited for this. Now, Marc Brewer, he's a submission guy. He's been on the submission map for a long time, so I'm excited to see if he can pull something out.
Not only on the map, but he won the absolute division in the last submission tournament that he was in. So Mike Crisman's got his hands full, but it's your main event, middleweights. Check it out. Both guys I got a lot of love for. I like both these guys, but they really seem to have rubbed each other wrong. They don't have a whole lot of love or regard for one another. Puff. Marc Brewer is here, and he's all business tonight.
He is, Mike. Look at it. He's just stoic. Doesn't have anything to, just no emotion.
Training down there with the Throwdown Gym, coming out of Springville, Utah, is Marc Brewer, 5'10", 185, and Sugarloaf. He's what do you say about this kid? He's Sugarloaf.
That's exactly it. It's the Sugarloaf, Mike, and pale white gangster.
5'7", 185, the pasty gangsta, Sugarloaf is. Training at the Ultimate Combat Training Center. He knows how good Marc Brewer's ground game is. He knows that he's probably going to want to try to stand up with this kid. Marc Brewer conversely says, you know, I'm not going to stand with this kid. I'm going to take him down.
And this is a standing and striking fight, though, Mike, right?
Right off the bat, Marc Brewer shoots in and does a nice job of trying to take this thing to the ground.
Oh, nice little leg trip there, Mike, and he might have Sugarloaf in some deep water here. Oh, nice drop there, Mike.
Yeah, that was a nice takedown right there, and he does have Sugarloaf in some trouble.
No, this is not where the Sugarloaf wants to be, with Marc Brewer and a side mount and raining down punches on him.
Sugarloaf likes to get hit in his head. I don't know why, but he likes it. And Marc Brewer happy to oblige, looking to get full mount position here, and there he goes. There he's got it.
Man, that's some pretty slick jiu-jitsu there, Mike. And he dropped a couple bombs on the Sugarloaf melon right there.
Yeah, Sugarloaf taking some shots here in the early going. Gives up his back, and this is something he did not want to do. In fact, he said in this pre-fight that, you know, if I'm not giving my back to this guy, it's just not going to happen.
He's got the choke, Mike. This one is over. This one's over.
He's got the choke on. Everything looks tight. Mike Sugarloaf doing a good job getting his hips up.
Well, he's still got the choke locked in. Brewer off the side a little. Whoa,
Brewer
I'm shocked.
He let it go.
Sugarloaf been training?
Well, no, you know, I think he's a proud kid, and he just wasn't going to go down that way. But, you know, it's easier said than done. You got Marc Brewer on top of you, and Marc Brewer is pretty much imposing his will on Sugarloaf any way he wants to.
Yes, Mike, this is, kind of a grudge match. This match actually happened on our website, ultimatecombat.com, because of some comments from Marc Brewer, and Sugarloaf fired back, and I think these guys got a little bad blood between them.
Oh, I think that could be contended. I think Sugarloaf probably ran his mouth off first, and Brewer fired back. I don't know, but either way, it did start on the internet, and this internet translating into a war in the mat. I like seeing it. Sugarloaf doing a good job of getting out, but left something behind. There you go. Nice work. Big shots from his standing here.
This is where I think this favors Sugarloaf, is the punches from the top and trying to throw some bombs down like that and catch Brewer in the head with them. But I Thus far, Brewer has just dominated as far as position-wise. If this was a grappling match, he'd probably be up 22-0 right now. But it's not. It's a fight. It's a real fight.
Well, Dave Seistad stepping in and cheating, apparently. Just kidding.
Oh, nice sprawl. I didn't know the Sugarloaf could sprawl, Mike.
He sprawled and brawled. He threw a nice punch to the side of
Oh, big shot by the Sugarloaf.
He just missed that one, boy. I'll tell you what, if he'd have connected, it might have changed the complexity of this game, or complexion of this fight here. Marc Brewer able to work his way through those shots, and now he's got Sugarloaf against the cage.
Yeah, he's got Sugarloaf against the cage. That's where you see a contrast in styles there, Mike. You know, Brewer has been trained in MMA, but he is primarily just a grappler. And he was kind of going after those takedowns with not a lot of MMA defense. He kind of caught a couple there, and maybe, what a beautiful lateral there, Mike.
That was nice. I'll tell you what, I was just about to say, Sugarloaf did a great job of getting back up to his feet there. But, you know, just for a moment, because Marc Brewer able to put together a very nice lateral drop. And now, you know, Sugarloaf, you're going to pay for them words. You're paying for those words.
Yeah, every punch there, Marc's like, you typed what? You typed what?
You know, Mike's actually doing a pretty good job of blocking a lot of these and kind of moving with them. Well, not now. He's starting to eat them.
Oh, he's eating them, but the Sugarloaf can take a punch, Mike. And we've seen it time and time again. And maybe Brewer might gas out a little bit here. I don't know, though. Brewer's a very well-conditioned athlete.
Wow, nice stuff. Nice stuff right there. I think Sugarloaf did a good job of not allowing those punches to have to do a lot of damage, but Marc Brewer staying super busy and throwing a lot of them, and that's really going to take their toll after a little while.
Look at the Sugarloaf scrambling here, Mike. We haven't seen this much shake and bake out of the Sugarloaf before. He wants this fight. He does not want to lose this fight. This is personal for him.
I've been super impressed with him. He's done a really good job of fighting Marc Brewer off. Brewer clearly superior knowledge-wise, and he's clear, you know, his ground is obviously light years ahead of Sugarloaf's, but Sugarloaf, he ain't giving it up quite, so his head's turning purple, and there goes the tappy tap. I think it's coming.
Look at the improvement in Sugarloaf, though, Mike. A few months ago, he would have tapped if that thing was half on that well.
Wow, look at that. Phil, I cannot believe he didn't tap right there. He thought about it. He wanted to. And look at this, man. Unbelievable.
Unbelievable. I can't believe Sugarloaf got out of that. Marc Brewer's throwing everything but the kitchen sink at him, and hasn't been able to pull it off thus far.
Well, he's got an armbar on.
Oh, that was a beautiful armbar.
That was, but I'll tell you what, there are small victories you take away from this in this game, and Mike Crisman better hold his head up after that one. He did a hell of a job.
Oh, he did, Mike. Marc Brewer literally threw every submission at him that you could possibly throw.
He did. But great work, you know. Obviously, that was a great fight. That was a very impressive main event, and so thank you guys for coming in here and doing it for us. Good stuff.
Skull Candy, the official headphones of the UCE. Check out their complete line of headphones and accessories at skullcandy.com.
Marc Brewer, how does it feel, man? 4 years, the ring rust is off, and man, your jiu-jitsu looked great tonight.
Thanks, Phil. I've been working real hard on it. I missed a couple of chokes, had some good positions, laid down some good hands on him from the top. He's a tough kid. He's got a good chin, a lot of heart. He's a good fighter. I know a lot of banter was back and forth on the forum. He's good-natured. Neither one of us thinks the internet's is real serious business. So,
but you guys got in here. You settled it one way or another, be it because it was because of the Ultimate Combat Forum or whatever. But you're back. So, what's your plans for the future, Marc?
I've got at least a half a dozen fights in me here in UCE. Those of you who watched me fight 4 years ago and watched me get knocked out quick, I have a good chin. I can take a punch. Just kind of a freak accident. Stuff happens, but he's a good fighter, man. My hat's off to him.
Thanks for being part of the experience. We'll see you again soon, Marc. Anyone you need to thank?
I want to personally thank Mike Stidham for keeping MMA alive in Utah through the dark years. That guy is a badass. He is so cool for keeping the sport alive.
All right, it's Marc Brewer. He's back on the map here in Utah MMA, baby.
The ending was what a lot of people predicted, Marc Brewer getting a submission, but I think it was a lot harder fight than he expected.
Yeah, do you think there's any chance of a rematch on that one, Mike?
I think we might be able to do something like that. We make matches around here, but good night of fights all around, Brandon. I got to tell you, I really appreciate you coming and breaking out your nice jacket and everything, coming on. You guys ought to see the shoes. This is a beautiful man. Hey, thank you so much, Brandon.
Oh, thanks so much, Mike. My pleasure. It's really great to be a part of the show and come out tonight.
Well, we're going to bring these guys back, I assure you, and I hope you join us again next week. We got a great card in store for you. More fisticuffs. It's the Ultimate Combat Experience. We'll see you next week.